Thunderbird 1966. Wouldn't mind having one of these in my collection. Alas, today I will be cruising on something not so bad. The Ducati Diavel for one of the best events all year long. The Shannons City Cruise presented by the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. Hi, I'm Kate Peck from Channel 10's RPM, and we are excited to be back on the road doing what we love most, cruising, bikes and cars. But this year, it's Cruising Reimagined. So join us as we watch enthusiasts partake in a mystery drive around the beautiful region of Geelong. And you can watch it all here being live streamed on our YouTube television channel, Geelong Revival TV. So ladies and gentlemen, strap in and prepare to go cruising. Over and out, bye.
All right, let's get this show on the road. City Cruise 2020 brought to you by Shannons Insurance, motoring for car enthusiasts, and presented to you by the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. Start line down at Cardinia Park. I have Scott Pigden alongside me this afternoon. How about you set the scene for us, Scott?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. This is Scott, the Motorsport Director of the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. We're down here at Cardinia Park getting ready for the start of the City Cruise. For this, I'd like to thank Shannons Insurance for coming on board and helping us, and also for all you people at home watching the live stream. We appreciate that. Obviously, understanding that 2020 has been a difficult year with events and with COVID, but we've been glad over the last couple of months to be able to work with the local council and be able to put an event on where people can get out in a lovely day, Geelong's put on fantastic weather, to go for a cruise around the city, see the sights, and enjoy their cars and bikes.
How many cars are we expecting to see today?
Looks like we've got in the high 300 cars and bikes, and we've got them showing up all the time. You can see them in the background here. We've got everything from modern Mustangs. If I turn around this way, whoa, cameras going crazy. We've got cars everywhere, and old classic Japanese cars. So yeah, we've got heaps going on. Everyone's out and about, sun shining. It's fantastic.
Looking good. Do you want to give us a quick bit of history on how we got here? Because obviously we're not doing the full-on Geelong Revival Motoring Festival this year, unfortunately. Can you give us a bit of a history on how we got to the City Cruise?
Yes, well, it was actually a collaboration with the team at Shannons Insurance, looking at some of these cars as we're going by, to put on a COVID-safe event that we could all enjoy together in a safe environment and keep our fans engaged. So with the help of the City of Greater Geelong and the team at Shannons, we were able to put together a virtual tour. And thankfully, with a lot of technology, we're able to live stream it to the world.
Good. Right. Do you want to go out and find some people to chat with while I quickly show everybody the route? The start point today is at Cardinia Park, and everybody's going to pull out onto Kilgore Street, down Latrobe Terrace for a little bit, along not quite Pine Street, the street before that one, down to Moorabool Street. Follow that all the way down to the Christmas tree, along the waterfront, the whole way, all the way up to the Ballarat Road intersection, back around the other side, all the way past the Christmas tree again, along the waterfront, the beautiful waterfront that I always forget that we have. I always go down there and I think, wow, it's great. Past that, all the way down to the car park at Eastern Beach, also known as the Geelong Revival Track. Back up to Yarra Street. We're going to follow Yarra Street all the way down to Barwon Terrace. Follow that past Little Creatures, around over the train lines, over to the racecourse and the showgrounds, up St Albans Road into Garden Street before finally finishing off at Pevensey Park, which is just over near the Botanic Gardens on Mallup Street. Scott, I see you have someone to talk to.
Yes, thanks, Matt. Yeah, I've bumped into the constable that's going to be on the cruise today. Here he's on his... Tell us a bit about it, Constable.
GSX 750 1980 police bike.
Lovely.
As best as I can get it. Just don't pull anyone over or break any rules.
So he'll be keeping all of our cruisers in check today. He's looking splendid with his partner on the back, all in their police finery. So I think you've got the siren there. Can you give us a bit?
Oh, I love that.
This is typically what Revival's all about, is about just enjoying your bikes and cars, and from everything from your daily drive right through to vintage and classics. So thanks, Constable. Thanks for enjoying your day, and we'll have a great night.
Be good, or we'll speak to you later.
We will.
Just to reiterate, this is all thanks to Shannons, and they have currently got a promotion going at the moment where you can win a Mustang GT and an Indian Scout. Our friends at Shannons are giving motorists and motoring enthusiasts a chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle. Terms and conditions apply. Get an eligible quote with Shannons to enter, and you can do that at shannons.com.au and give them a call. Speaking of Shannons, we have the team down at Shannons HQ who are almost ready to join us. We will cross to them shortly. We also have the auction room showing you some of the stuff that they have in their showroom.
Matt, do you want to put me on while you're waiting?
Go for it.
Yeah, for the people watching at home, we're asking you to jump onto our Facebook page, and if there's any vehicles you'd like to see that you're seeing from the stream, you'd like some information about, please post a comment on our Facebook page, and Matt and I will endeavour to answer the questions and talk to our camera teams and see if we can get some extra shots. So we're hoping that we'll make this as live as possible, and that you can enjoy seeing all the cars.
Good. Just to go over the rules for today, of course, number 1, drive responsibly. This is on public roads, so please drive responsibly. Any hooning will be reported to the police immediately, so don't do any of that. Of course, observe social distancing and wear a mask when necessary. You know the rules. It's the state government rules. Oh, I can hear that the siren going off in the background. I love it. Like Scott said, dress to match the era of your car and post a photo from each checkpoint to the Geelong Revival Facebook page to win prizes. You have to stay in your car, though, so either get your passenger to take a photo or pull over safely and secure your car, then take the photo, hop back in and rejoin the procession. Of course, we are live streaming on both Facebook and YouTube, so if you are driving along and you want to see what's going on, get one of your passengers to pull up our stream, show it to you. Like I said, we're on Facebook, Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. Drop us a like. And we're also on YouTube, also Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. Subscribe to us down there.
Matt, it looks like I've stumbled across a few old Land Rovers here.
Oh, looking good.
Yeah, so like I said, Geelong Revival, and everything motoring, if it's cool, unique, or odd, the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival loves to showcase it. And these look like a pair of really classic old Series 1 Land Rovers that have come along for the day. So I think we've got a fire truck down there as well, which I'll endeavour to go down and have a look at shortly. But yeah, we've got some great cars and they're still rolling in. So we're aiming for the first batch of cars to go out at 6:30 tonight to hit the course. And we're going to send them out in about 3 batches so that there's a constant stream of vehicles coming through the live stream. We have 5 camera locations throughout the CBD of Geelong, which we'll be crossing to throughout the day. And you'll be able to see all the vehicles, and Matt and I will be giving a bit of commentary on the vehicles. Everybody's pre-registered to be here, so unfortunately, if you haven't pre-registered, we won't be able to participate in the cruise because of obviously social distancing and the COVID responsibilities we have to keep everybody safe. But all in all purposes, it looks like a fantastic night, and we're looking forward to getting these cars on the road shortly.
What kind of cars are you expecting to see tonight? Are there any highlights, any featured cars that we should look out for?
Yes, I've spoken to the constable, so he's going to be keeping everybody in check. So that he'll be a bit interesting with his flashing lights and sirens going. We also have we believe we've got a Ferrari Dino showing up. If for the people that like their exotic, there's the constable going off again, who like their exotics. That'll be interesting to see that driving around. You don't see that every day. And then, of course, Geelong is such a home of the classic muscle car. We've got GT Falcons, with Monaros. I saw a fantastic looking race-inspired A9X Tirana show up. Or if I go over here, there's a beautifully restored Holden Ute that I'll just flick everyone over to there.
Three states in
That's fantastic. So yeah, there's all sorts. There's everything from, like I said, there's an old fire truck here. Look, we've got the modified Ute there. We've got the LJ Tirana, very original there. So yeah, a bit of everything. So we're looking forward to it. We're so honoured to be able to in this situation to be able to actually put something together for our event this year, and we are really working hard. We've already started to work on the 2021 event, and hopefully we'll be back bigger and better than we were in 2019.
Yeah, speaking of the 2021 event, the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival is go for 2021. We're still finalising the details and the dates, but we expect to hit the track in the second half of 2021. It's not a case of if we do it, it's how we're going to do it, and it all depends. A big lesson from this year is be prepared for anything. You can keep up to date with the event via our Facebook page, Geelong Revival Motoring Festival, or via geelongrevival.com.au. Got some more people to introduce. This evening, we have our Shannons team over at Shannons HQ. We have Johnny and Sandra. How are you guys?
Good. How are you?
Very good. I understand you've got a couple of prizes to give away tonight, a little bit of trivia.
We do. Johnny and I are going to get to pick some cars today. So we've got some Penrite packs as well. So do you know what's in them? No? We've just some details about what's in the pack.
Yeah?
Yeah. Well, Penrite are oils and car cleaning products, so I'm assuming something along those sorts of lines. We are going to be giving away 5 of them tonight, and that's throughout the next 2 hours. So stay tuned if you're in your cars, and if you've got a passenger, obviously don't do it while you're driving. We're not encouraging that. But if you've got someone who is is passenger in there, keep an eye on the live feed because we will be throwing out some winners. And we've also got some prizes for some of the Jim Richards fans. Johnny, do you know about those?
Yes,
There
I
we go.
definitely know about those. So we're giving away 3 Jim Richards packs tonight. So we'll actually be posting a few trivia questions. And those 3 questions, each person will get, the winner of those will get a Jim Richards package. So it's definitely something to look forward to. And we'll be presenting throughout the night.
Yeah. So if you've got, again, a wingman in the car, wing person, wing lady, who's a passenger in your car and happens to know about Jim Richards or can Google some facts about them, you might have a chance of winning one of those packs. Or if you're playing along at home, you might know as well. So stay tuned for those competitions that we're going to be getting away during the night. We've also got our own COVID-safe car show going on here because we are at Heatherton. So we're at the auction house here in Heatherton. We're obviously...
I can do a live cross to you on our YouTube channel.
So we've actually been having online auctions, those of which are all on the shannons.com.au website. Our next one actually for 2021 is in February on the 21st. And that's something which it will have a total of 150 lots across both Melbourne and Sydney.
So if you're interested in buying a new car, jump onto Shannons. Or if you're interested in selling your car and you'd like it to be part of the auction and see what sort of price you can get, you can jump on there, or you can ring Shannons, Johnny, and then you can arrange that.
Correct. Yes, if you give us a call on 13 46 46, you'll be able to speak to one of our auctions team there, and they should be able to help you sell your vehicle as well.
COVID safe. They can do it all online. You can deal with the guys from Shannons, the guys and girls, I should say. And sell your cars. So we're going to show you some of the cars that we've got down here. We've got a couple here behind us, and there are some other cars in the lot. So we're going to get Ryan on a little bit later, and he can show us some of the cars there as well. So a bit of interactive from down here in Heatherton. It's a shame we can't be up there. Like Geelong has obviously put on some gorgeous weather up there, we see.
Yeah, it's been gorgeous today. Speaking of gorgeous, I understand that Scott Pigden has got some friends.
Yeah, I've got Dan, Kate, and Lachlan here, all dressed up in their finery to match their vehicle. How are you guys enjoying the night so far?
Good, just got here.
Just got you?
Looking forward to a good night.
Oh, I'm glad you could come. What sort of car did you come in tonight?
I'm in a 72 Toronto.
Dressed 70s to match.
Yeah.
Fantastic. They've taken on the call to arms and getting dressed up in their finery there. So thank you very much for coming along and enjoying it. I hope you have a great cruise, and we'll see you on the course.
Thank you.
Good stuff. We've got stuff for everyone today. As you can see, we've got classic cars, we've got performance cars, we've got unique cars. I'm sure we're going to see a couple of fully sick modded cars. It might even be a true classic, the OG, the legendary Toyota Camry. That's my favourite. The City Cruise today is brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. From vintage and veteran to classics, hot rods, modified and contemporary cars, no one knows your passion like Shannons. What are you seeing, Scott?
Yeah, thanks, Matt. Yeah, look, I found another. Looks like the classic four-wheel drives are a bit of a thing in 2020 while people have been home in their COVID sheds doing their projects. So we've got a lovely little stock in here from about the 70s. So, like I said, you can cruise and everything, and then to be completely different, a fairly tough. Looks like XA GT. I'm sure the internet will correct me if I'm wrong, but a GT there. I'm seeing a 408 badge on the side, so I'm guessing it's not the 351 Clevo, or it's been stretched out a bit. So yeah, lovely car. I bet that sounds nice when it fires up. And then the modified Tirana as well. So yeah, plenty of modified cars getting down here, and we've got lots going on, and looks like it'll be about 15 or 20 minutes before we get the first batch on the road, and we'll be cutting to our camera locations. Beautiful night here in Victoria. Other people I have to thank are GMHBA Stadium and the Geelong Cats for allowing us to use their car parking facilities tonight, so we can host the event. Without their help and support, events like this can't happen. So unfortunately, the poor old Cats didn't have a great year in the grand final this year, but I'm sure they'll come again next year for us all.
Yeah, they always do. I can see some Fords that you're looking at right now. What's the balance of Fords to everything else?
I love your Geelongism there. Do you realise that only Geelong people call it Fords with an S? It's actually Ford, because everyone's father used to work at Fords. I think the ratio is pretty 50-50. Geelong's passionate about its cars. It has a great car scene down here, hence why the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival is so supported and been running down here for since 1956 in its same location. So from a historic motoring event, if you've never been, we'll have some footage of previous events that we'll be showing throughout the evening. It's a real grassroots style of event where if you want to come along and run your car down the quarter mile, it's a curved quarter mile, it's not straight. So it adds a bit of complexity to it. We work with you, our team, get you all licensed and go through all the motions and get your car down there. We've had cars going from, I think the quickest has been a 9-second, and the slowest has been a horseless carriage, which was from our dear patron, 1909 Oldsmobile, and it was about 22 seconds. So any car or bike can compete, as long as you meet the basic safety requirements. And then also we have if you're not into racing and you're just into cruising and showing off your car, we have the City Cruise on the Friday night, usually, and then the Shannons Classic Motor Show Saturday and Sunday, where you can enter your car in the judging and win some great prizes and some trophies. So fun for the whole family. We also have the fashion parade as well, vintage fashion show, which we've taken a bit on board tonight as well, where people can dressing up to match the year of their car. And we're looking forward to the guys up at Shannons there, guys and girls up at Shannons there, to present the awards to the people that they see suitable. Oh, here
Awesome.
we go. We might have stumbled on one of our commentators from previous years, Craig.
Hello, mate. How are you, Scott?
Good, I'm really well. How are you?
I miss it this year. I really do.
I think we all are missing it.
We'll be back next year.
We will be. So you brought the Maloo out for a cruise tonight?
I haven't polished it. I just took it through the car wash. Lazy way.
Oh.
The wheels are a bit dirty. Don't look down.
No, we won't look down at the wheels.
It's going to be lots of fun. A beautiful night for it too.
Perfect night for it. Yeah. So you'll come back in 2021 and.
Absolutely. I missed it this year. I really did.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
And it looks by the turnout, it looks like a lot of people have missed the event. So I'm hoping you guys at home, guys and girls at home who are watching the live stream, are enjoying the evening, and we will hopefully be able to show you the sights of Geelong.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, we'll all appreciate it more next year, won't we? It's
We
gonna be
certainly
really
will.
good. Yeah, it's good to
All
be
right.
back.
Well, looks like my team's getting them ready to hit the road. So
Nice
Matt,
to see you, mate.
I will pass over to you and the Shannons team. I'll get back on the road, jump on my bike, and get back to the studio.
All right, I'll see you soon. Talking a lot of Geelong Revival Motoring Festival, like I said before, the festival is go for 2021. It's not a case of if it's happening, it's how it's happening. As with COVID, goodness knows what's going to happen by then. But if you're also interested in some other motoring stuff, we have the 30th, 3 decades, 30th annual All 4 Day, which promises to be bigger and better than ever. We've always been the biggest single-make car show in Australia, and it makes sense given Ford's history in Geelong. We're working on dates for our 2021 event, but everything is looking good for us to hold our annual celebration of the Blue Oval in the first half of 2021. For more information about the 30th annual All Ford Day, follow our Facebook page. I'm going to give you a little bit of a treat right now. We're going to show you some old footage of the Geelong Revival, and we'll be back on the other side with the start of the City Cruise.
Pin his 30 to 40 minutes together, that won't
Oh, that was a blast. This event's great. I'm from Geelong, so it's a good chance to lay some rubber on home soil and yeah, show everybody what the car's capable of, and just have a good time.
Cool. So this car's built as a slider?
Yeah, so this is built as a drift car, and it's good to bring it out here onto this quarter mile, and I've got to keep it tame because this is, after all, just a bit of an exhibition of what cars are capable of, but yeah, unleash all the, it makes about, I guess, about 400 horsepower at the wheels out of the 2-litre Nissan engine, so yeah, it's good just to get out and yeah, have a blast and again, drive in Geelong.
Yeah, it definitely goes sideways when you take off.
Yeah,
it constantly seems to be kicking out sideways there, or is that?
It's born and bred as a drift car, so it's really hard to try and tame it and make it go in a straight line. But
is that because it's been engineered, or the suspension's been set up to go sideways, which is the whole reason why it does when you take off?
That's just me putting it in second gear, giving it a heap of revs and dropping the clutch and having a heap of fun. I don't even have a Dorian timer on this weekend. I'm just out there for a good time. And
you're just out for a good time.
Yeah, I'm not out here to be the fastest, but I'm definitely having the most fun.
So when it goes sideways, it's actually taking the longest route to get to the other end.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm taking a drag strip and just imagining witches' hats the whole way along it and trying to get through those. Yeah.
Are you a motoring enthusiast? Shannons are giving you the chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback, finished in grabber line with 10-speed auto, and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle, including up to 12 months Shannons car and bike insurance and roadside assist, plus $5,000 cash for eligible Shannons Club members. To enter, get a quote on your special car, spouse's car, daily drive, your bike or home, or take out a new policy for more chances of winning. Call Shannons on 134646.
And welcome back as we see the first procession leaving Cardinia Park. The first of 3. It's not just the Geelong Revival and the City Cruise and the All 4 Day that is on around now. Just coming up. We're coming up to Christmas, in case you hadn't noticed. You don't forget to send those presents off to your family interstate. Don't forget to do that. I need to do that. But Central Geelong, we also have a lot of Christmas fun going on at the moment. We've got, up on their website, you have the Christmas face filter. Turn your selfie into a fun Christmas photo with our unique face filter featuring the floating Christmas tree, and then share with family and friends. We have a whole bunch of 3D Christmas wall art. There's also the Christmas windows. There's a Christmas colouring augmented reality feature. Bring the floating Christmas tree to life at home with augmented reality thanks to our fun Christmas in Central Geelong colouring sheets. There's also the Central Geelong Christmas elves you might have seen getting around town. And Santa stops. To download the full Central Geelong Christmas Trail, or for more information, including dates and times of activities, visit centralgeelong.com.au. Now, let's head on over to the Shannons team. I understand that there's a variety of auction stuff up for grabs.
There is. Okay, so we are here with some of the cars that are going to be coming up for the online auction here in February. So right beside us, right beside me, first up, I have Ryan here, and he knows all of the details of these vehicles. Ryan, this is a new...
Hey, Levy, that's got you all over it.
Okay.
The 1983 Mitsubishi Starion. This car is a one-owner car. Absolutely incredible. The owner of the vehicle is actually 72 years old. She bought the car brand new from Chadstone Mitsubishi. I'd love to be able to tell you that it is a low mileage example, but she has driven it, she has used it. It's got just shy of 300,000 Ks and presents in stunning condition. Fantastic example of a one lady owner car. It should do well. We're estimating between 18 to 22,000 on this one, and that goes up in the February auction.
Now, I wonder how many Mitsubishi Starions are left. There wouldn't be obviously too many of these around. I wouldn't think. Have you ever seen one here?
You don't see too many of them, to be really honest.
No, I don't think there'd be too many of them left here. I certainly don't know much about these, so I'd be curious to see if maybe some of them have made it up to the city cruise today. Who knows? We might see some on the feed. We are enjoying seeing them and seeing the people that are dressed up there as well. We are watching. So, Ryan, what else have we got over? We've got an MG
Let's
over
go for
here.
a lovely little MGTC back here.
Now, if anyone's tuning in online who didn't hear before where we are down in Heatherton. So we are coming to you live from the Shannons auction house. Obviously, we're more online this year because of COVID. So if you're interested in selling your car or bidding on any of the cars that you see here, you can jump on to shannons.com.au and you can find out more. But Ryan's going to tell us about this MG as well.
Hey, Ryan, and
gorgeous little MGTC. Once again, come out of really long-term ownership. Gentleman that owns the car actually bought the car back in 1963. So just on 67 years of ownership, which isn't really isn't something you find today. People tend to turn their cars over a little bit more regularly these days. It does have the 1250cc four-cylinder engine and has been on an enormous amount of long trips, being to the snowy mountains. It's been through them over the Nullarbor, over to WA, and is just one of those examples of a car that's like a well-loved teddy bear. It's got its little marks and bruises and imperfections in the paint, but it's been something that's been exceedingly well-loved and well-used and cherished.
Still got lots of life in it. And if anything that 2020 did teach us is that life is short. So why don't you go out there, put your hair in the breeze and get out in 2021 maybe in an MG. Or if you're into more movie star cars, we've got Ryan.
I got the car for you.
And Johnny, come on over as well. We've got the car for you. So we're walking up, like I said, all of these cars are going to be on the February 2021. We don't have a specific date, do we? Or
it's 21st, sorry.
21st of Feb. So yeah, you can jump online and see them. Or if when we are COVID free, you can come on actually down here and watch the auctions again when they restart. It's a great night out. So here we go. It's Ryan. Fill us in.
I'm sure most of you would know where these cars come from. This is one of the original 1,000 cars that Ford actually produced for the Starsky and Hutch movie. And yes, we do have the matching cardigan.
And it comes with it, right?
It comes with the car, yes, certainly does.
So you can go full character mode as you drive around
That's right.
Starsky and Hutch style.
Yeah, bit of Ben Stiller, get your aviators.
When it's your own, you can slide across the bonnet. I'm not going to do that now.
Great example of one of the original movie cars that was produced by Ford for the video, or for the movie, sorry. Presents in fantastic condition, is a really nice low mileage example. It's been in the country since 2013.
Yeah, you can play movie stars at home. And leading to that, obviously Shannons are a major sponsor or a sponsor of Motorex. Now, Motorex has obviously been delayed as well until next year, but we will be there, and some of these movie star cars are a huge hit at Motorex. So you know what, this could be your car at Motorex next year. One of these cars could be, or one of the cars that aren't here that might be online at Shannons. You can jump on there and have a look. Like I said, you might buy yourself a car and be part of the show next year if you're not this year. Who knows? It could be one of these cars, or you might want to sell something and buy something new. Who knows? But jump online. Brian, thank you so much for that.
Thanks so
I'm
much.
sure he loves his job. Look what he gets to work around every day. Aren't these guys lucky? So we're going to jump back on and keep watching the live feed, because we know that we have some prizes to give away. Look up things about Jim Richards, because we are going to be doing some trivia soon, and we're looking out for some cars that catch our eye. Johnny, come on over here as well. Johnny is my co-pilot here today. Johnny, what sort of cars are your favourites as part of the cruise today?
My favourites are more so the Australian built cars, so specifically Holden's and Fords.
I've seen you looking at VLs before. Is that
Yes.
what that's what? Yeah, I seen Johnny's face light up before there was VL Calais on there, and I've seen his face light up. I personally have hot rods. I haven't seen too many hot rods up there, so maybe I'll see some up there. But I have seen a really good variety of cars, and I know I have been to Geelong Revival myself, and I actually sat in, I think it's an Adams, which there's only like one of 3 in the world. One of them actually sunk with the Titanic, I believe, the owner told me. So there are some really, really rare cars that do get up there to the Geelong Revival. So it'll be interesting to see what else comes up as these 3 lots of cruises take off. So I'm going to shoot back to the studio and back to the feed. I'm sure you guys have got more cars to see. We'll be back soon with some prizes.
Thank you very much, Sandra and Ryan and Johnny from the team at Shannons. The first procession is leaving Cardinia Park now. There's quite a few good ones, and alongside me right now is Scott Pigden.
Hey Matt, that was a nice ride back to the studio here in the centre of Geelong. Looks like there's a little bit of a hold up getting some of the cars out of the park, but that gives us a bit of an opportunity to see some of the beautiful vehicles. Now that's I can see the EH there, the red one in the front of the shot there. That's one of our competitors who comes down and runs that down the quarter mile strip, and then on the Sunday puts it in the car show. So I believe that car was originally built as a Targa Tasmania tarmac rally car, and the owner has been using it as a bit of a road car as well as a weekend track toy. So yeah, it's a lovely little car, still running the 6-cylinder motor, and then we have they're going, and we have the Corvette that's been down the strip before, I believe, as well. That's another one, and we've got the Kingswood or the Premier there. I'm not too familiar. It looks like it to be the Premier with the white roof on it.
Looks like it to me.
The HG wagon and the a Falcon coming up. So yeah, as you asked before, it looks like a fair mix of Holden and Ford. Even though we don't have the manufacturing here in Australia anymore, we've certainly us in the car community we love keeping our homegrown heroes alive. So that's good. And just from backing up the team over at Shannons over there with the Shannons auctions, those types of vehicles that you see there, the Starsky and Hutch car, are the types of vehicles that Shannons can insure. They and not only can they insure it for you driving the vehicle, they also have a laid-up cover policy. So when we cut back to the Shannons team, we might talk about their club permit policies as well as their laid-up cover policies. I know I've got a few projects in the shed due to COVID, and I've got them on Shannons laid-up cover policies, which is fantastic. Means they're all protected should something go awry. Here we have.
That's a lovely Corvette.
Yes, C3 Corvette there. Perfect day to have the roof down, and we've got the lovely Land Rovers in the background there. And
my uncle, who is tuning in from Shepparton, I believe he's in now, has got a bright yellow one of those Corvettes. So shout out to Andrew.
Bright yellow. Here we have a Morris by the looks of it, and good to see some of the Japanese classics getting out. Following them behind, we've got the Hachiruku or the A86, made famous by the drifting cartoon over in Japan, which the name slips my mind right at the moment, but I'm sure the people on the social media and the live stream will be able to jog my memory.
I'll listen to the sound too. Now, where these cars are heading, I showed you the map earlier, but the next stop is the Christmas tree out the front of the carousel down at the waterfront. That's where they're heading.
Now, for all you participants that are listening to the live stream in your car, once you've finished the cruise, the Central Geelong Marketing and the team there have developed a Christmas trail. There's some information on your road books that you've been given. Great way of having another lap of Geelong, showing all the Christmas delights that we have on, based around our lovely floating Christmas tree we have down on the waterfront there, which you'll be driving past. But as the light fades, there's some light shows for you to be able to look at as well. So the team at Central Geelong there and the team at the City of Greater Geelong Council really love to push and promote the Christmas festivities in Geelong. So and the people on the cruise and the live stream will be able to see it. So if you're watching at home and you're wanting to come out for a night out, certainly jump onto the Central Geelong Marketing, lovecentralgeelong.com.au, and you can download your trail map there and have a look around.
Christmas capital of the world, I believe, these days. City Cruise today is brought to you by Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. And as I said before, I'm just going to reiterate because it's a good one. They're doing a Ford Mustang GT and Indian Scout prize giveaway. Shannons are giving motoring enthusiasts the chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle, including up to 12 months Shannons car and bike insurance and Shannons roadside assist, plus $5,000 cash for eligible Shannons Club members. Now, how to enter? You get one entry if you get an eligible quote, which you can do by calling up or visiting shannons.com.au. You get 5 entries if you take out a new eligible motor policy. You get 10 entries if you take out a new eligible home and contents policy or have an existing home and contents policy. Now, I didn't know that they did home and contents insurance. That's good to know. I was under the impression they were just doing car, bike, and just vehicle insurance.
Yes, Shannons have been doing the home insurance policy for us motoring enthusiasts for a little while now, and part of that policy too is you get $10,000 worth of coverage on your collectibles or tools as well, as an added bonus. So that's always great to know. And also, if you are going to get a quote from Shannons for your car, boat, bike or home, they do the daily drivers as well. Joining the Shannons Club, I'm a member of the Shannons Club, and if you're into your social media, the Shannons Club is pretty much, the social media for the motoring enthusiast, where we get to have our little garage and put pictures of our cars up. And I'm sure there's a lot of people on the cruise today that are part of the Shannons Club. You get early discounts, you get extra entries into their competitions. They put a lot of history up there. So yeah, it's worthwhile joining. It's free to join, and without the team at Shannons, it's hard for us to put events like that. Looks like we're seeing some of the vehicles heading past the Christmas tree. There's a Capri going past and an early Commodore, early Mustang. So they're making their turn. In developing the route this year, we worked closely with the City of Greater Geelong to make sure that the route was flowed correctly. Unfortunately, it's hard to close that many roads, especially with COVID, to get the staff out to do it. So it's open to general public. But as you can see, we've turned on the weather. The waterfront's looking beautiful, and we're still. Looks like we might be getting the second or third batch coming out. There looks to be a Studebaker there. Or a Buick. No, that looks like one of our lead cars. Got the flashing lights on there. So we've got 3 lead cars. We're sending the participants out in groups of 3. So we have some lovely footage going past all our 5 camera locations. There's that lovely Holden Ute. It's showing up red on the live stream, but it's very hot pink and looks like they're having some fun there. And We've got the 70s Fairlane, the early Tirana again coming out. So again, a lot of Aussie muscle cars and cruisers there. The Impala that looked like in there, and again another summer cruiser, the porthole window Thunderbird there that just went past. Lovely car they are, fantastic cruiser.
They just don't make them like they used to.
No, I think back in the day then you bought cars by the foot if you're an American, basing on the American cars, where Europeans were, during their roads, had the smaller cars. In America it just started off in the 40s and they just kept getting larger until they probably peaked at their biggest in the mid to late 60s.
What's this yellow one that we're seeing at the Christmas tree?
Now, that's a good question. It's an early Ford, I believe. Again, the social media will correct me if I'm wrong there. I do have a list of all the participants, but without seeing their number plates, it's a little bit difficult to tell. It's a four-door sedan there, but it looks like he's having a good time. And look at how fantastic the waterfront is. A few people down there wondering what's going on, seeing these lovely cars go for a bit of a drive.
Be a nice surprise for everybody who's just out and about on a Saturday evening down at the waterfront, suddenly seeing all of these gorgeous cars coming past.
Yes, and they're going along the waterfront in a northerly direction. They'll be doing a loop round and coming back past this location again, enjoying the Christmas tree. And we've still got cars coming out, so that's great for the live stream. We've got them.
That's an interesting van.
Yeah, that's the Mitsubishi four-wheel drive vans. I reckon they should go and bid on the Mitsubishi Starion as their race car and tow it behind the L300 four-wheel drive camper van. That'd be a really cool rig to have set up to go to race events and come down to the Revival, camp in the van, race the Starion.
You could do some good bush bashing in that by the looks too.
You could, yes, you definitely could. I'm not sure if the people at home know, and on the live stream, that the Mitsubishi Starion was actually a Group A touring car and actually competed at Bathurst and was reasonably successful. And there's there's one particularly that's running around the historic scene. Oh, there's a rare little car, the Escort Sundowner. That's how they came from Ford at the time in the 70s in the van era. If the van comes a rockin', don't come a knockin' days. Probably a bit politically incorrect these days, but Ford had not only the Escort, but they also did a version with the Falcon panel van as well as the Transit. So there was three types of Sundowner, and Holden had the Sandman as the opposition,
yes,
and then
classic.
And Chrysler had a Drifter. So they were all caught up in the panel van craze in the 70s and all producing vehicles with the themes, and it's probably the first SUV vehicle type crossover that they did, where you could sleep in the back. And
there's a bit of theatre about that. Like there's a theme, there's a story to go with all of these cars, and they've ended up becoming quite iconic. I mean, they're a bit before me, but I mean, I know these cars. The Sandman, I've seen that one on TV. I think that's even been in a number of movies, among other things.
Yeah, Puberty Blues
That's the one.
is the movie that sort of gave us a snapshot of the Australian culture. It was probably one of the first movies that sort of showed Australia as a country showing off its culture there. We got a bit of I don't know if that's somebody in our crews or just a person out for a night out. Here we go. We're still another Thunderbird. So we're supported by the Americans and the Mini Moke. There's a rare little car this day and age, based on the Mini chassis with an Australian designed body. I think they were originally designed for as a proposal for the army to use as an army Jeep. And then the enthusiast market got onto it, and now they're quite collectible.
Complete with the hip hop going too. Love
Very
it.
complete. And if those nice big square sides you're looking at there, they're actually the fuel tanks. So you don't want to get hit in the side in one of those. You can see the fuel cap there in the corner, but Yeah, having a bit of fun.
There's nothing quite like it, really.
There's the fuel tank. So yeah, I don't know how you get past one trying to design one of those in this day and age. The safety requirements aren't quite there, but fun little car. You can hot them up. I think we've actually had one race in the Revival and be quite quick. So you can use all the mini performance parts on them and get out and have a go.
I imagine they're very lightweight too.
Yeah, they wouldn't. A mini 600 kilos or thereabouts, so it's probably in the 500s. So.
Yeah, you wouldn't need much of an engine in there to make that go.
There's one of our volunteers, and in her little mini Morris convertible. I'm a bit biased on this car. That's my father there in his Renault Dauphine Gordini, going for a little cruise. That's a lovely little car, if I do say so myself.
Now paint me a picture. Oh, pulled up at stoplights now. That's obviously not the fun part of cruising, but paint me a picture of what cruising in a classic vehicle like this is like.
Oh, it's just getting out and about and enjoying it with your friends. It's it's low and slow. We spend, us car enthusiasts spend a lot of time in our sheds, especially over COVID, restoring and putting our blood, sweat and tears into our vehicles. Passion. Most of the vehicles have got a story to tell.
Look at the wood trims.
The Traveller, or the Woody as it's known. Yeah, so when you've got an opportunity to go out with the family, and the car scene and car culture is a real family culture. You'll see a lot of the people tonight that are in their vehicles. The whole family will be in there enjoying it. And on a night like tonight, it's fantastic to be able to get out there and enjoy the car and stretch its legs a little bit.
Shout out to my cousin Michael, who has got a bright red Mustang just like this one that's in front.
Yeah, and we've got the 72 Prem. He's helpful there with having the model of his car as his number plate. So it's got the ubiquitous centerline wheels on it that suits him. And then the HG Monaro with the same centerline wheels. I think if you were late 80s, early 90s and had a hot car, it was the centerlines were the go-to. There, and look, a HG Prem with the centerlines as well. So looks like a lot of people are harking back to the days of the cars that they used to see in magazines.
Shout out to Brian, who is our camera operator. I assume it's his passenger who's sticking the phone out the window.
I assume it is too. And there's the 65 Mustang Fastback there, and sneaking up the inside lane back up to the Prem there. So they're heading down Marlborough Street, heading towards the Christmas tree from the Cardinia Park. Few sets of traffic lights to get through, but that's all the more. That gives us more opportunity to look at the cars. Now, I hope the people at home are jumping on our Facebook page, Geelong Revival Motoring Festival, and posting some comments. I'm sitting here having got my phone in front of me. Posting the comments. David said it looks like they've left Cardinia Park. Yes, David Stubbs. Yes, we did start at Cardinia Park, home of the mighty Geelong Cats, and now they're heading into the town. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to provide the viewers at home a route map. When we started putting this event together, there's Constable heading down the waterfront, following the Valiant Ute there. Or Dodge Ute it could be. We didn't know where COVID was going to be, so we were working with our local council through the state government to develop some sort of activity that we could present to the people. Part of the policy was to limit people gathering. So unfortunately, we haven't been able to give you a route map so you can follow it or come out and spectate. But hopefully, you're enjoying the live feed.
And don't forget that next year, even though you can't make it to the City Cruise and the Geelong Revival this year, we do have the Geelong Revival going ahead in 2021. We said before, we're still finalising the details and the dates, but we expect to hit the track in the second half of 2021, and you can keep up to date on geelongrevival.com.au or liking the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival Facebook page. Yeah.
That's right, and here we have a GTS HQ by the looks of it. Lovely, splendid yellow, and again, the looks like the centre lines are making a comeback. Lovely car to be cruising around in. Another one of the Aussie muscle cars. Been having a chat to Chris. He's going to jump on the live stream, so we're trying to keep up to date with everybody through our Facebook page, which is Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. There's the lovely, very original little silver Tirana, LJ Tirana going along there. Great mix of cars coming around the waterfront. There's the lovely little. I'm a bit of a fan of the little Suzuki four-wheel drive. Great classic for all those people that are wanting to get a classic car. It's great to see that people are looking at different vehicles. Sometimes it gets a bit cost prohibitive with some of the more popular models, but you can get out and have fun and enjoy classic vehicles with whatever your poison is. For instance, like that beautiful Mitsubishi Starion that Shannons are auctioning there. That's definitely going to be a future classic, and great to see the Japanese cars being looked after and coming out of the woodwork.
Something a bit sooner than the Geelong Revival for next year. We have the 30th annual All 4 Day. 30th. How many have you been involved in, Scott?
This will be the fourth.
Oh, is that all?
Yes. So we work with the Kiwanis Club of Geelong, who have been running that event for the 30-odd years. We've come on board to help them as the event has grown. It's one of their annual charity events, and the event has grown year on year, as you were saying before, to one of the largest single-make events in
Australia.
Yes. So I think we had about 1,300 spectators. We've been a bit unlucky with weather over the last couple of years, but again, with normally the event's held in February, the second weekend of February. We haven't secured a date yet. Again, we're still waiting on what the policy is on large events, but we're already looking at alternate locations and working closely with council to once we start to know what the COVID requirements are, to be able to get to throw the entries open and get everyone back down to Geelong in their Ford vehicles and put on a show and win the coveted Clay Smith trophy. It's the perpetual trophy that gets awarded to the best in show for the weekend. We're hoping, if everything goes right, looking around Easter time, early this year. So we'll see how we're going.
We have another panel van, and behind that we've got a very classic car.
Well, we've got a bit of we've got the hot rod, the 32 Ford by the looks of it. While we've got a bit of a lull in the moment, we might are we able to cross to the guys over at Shannons and have a bit of a chat about the... No, we can't. We're having some technical difficulties. All right. Well, while I've got you here, there's the 32 hot rod. I think it's a 32 hot rod going heading around the waterfront. Got some of our photographers there, so we'll also have photos going up on the social media and Facebook page post event. So you can, if you're participating, you can get photos of your vehicles. We got Greg, our photographer, there waving at the camera. Showing off all his skills there in the waterfront. All right, we're jumping we don't have... Have we got any more comments on social media here? Looks like we've got on the Facebook page, on the live stream, we've got 54 followers on the live stream there. So thank you very much for the followers there on Facebook who are joining in. I hope you're enjoying the evening and getting a good glimpse of the cars we've got on. We've got Brian there. I'm not sure if you're seeing that feed yet. No, we're not. We're just doing a bit of a pan of the lovely Christmas tree, and now ubiquitous shark fins there we've got sitting there, which is actually representing sailing on Port Phillip Bay.
We'll be crossing soon to the Shannons team. They've got a bit of trivia, Jim Richards trivia to do this evening.
Yeah, fantastic. I'd love to find out about their some of their classic enthusiast policies as well while we've crossed to them. Give the viewers at home, if they're thinking of getting themselves a classic car and getting it out and about and enjoying us for the cruise next year. There's our little Hachiruku, our Toyota A86.
That's such a novelty, the little lift up headlights.
Yeah, pop up headlights. Yeah, they're a bit of a cool thing that has made a bit of a comeback as the cars have got a bit classic. Unfortunately, due to safety reasons and pedestrian impact, or you can't have pop-up headlights anymore. But it looks like he's got it in the Tokyo Drift style look there. It's the sedan too, so it looks like it's an import from Japan. Probably not one that was sold here. And then the lovely EK wagon.
We can cross to the Shannons HQ for a spot of trivia. How are you guys?
Well, we're loving the feed. We're loving the variety, aren't we, Johnny?
Definitely we are.
And we picked some cars to give away some spot prizes too. So I heard you guys mention before about centre lines, and funnily enough, the car that I have chosen actually is running the good old Adelaide hubcap, as they call it over there. So the car that I have picked is a blue HK Premier. It is registration HHK068. So we are trying to mix it up and give a bit of Australian cars here, a bit of American. So it can be random any car, but it's just whatever's catching our eye. So that is one of our Penrite packs we've given away. Obviously, another proud sponsor of a lot of car shows all around Australia for their oil products, Australian made, and they actually do car cleaning. And I believe this is a car cleaning pack that we're giving it away. And Johnny, you have picked a car as well. What's your selection today?
We have chosen the 1986 Holden VL Calais, the gold one. That one was registration PMG355.
Yep. So we've got a list of all these cars. We do have a list of, so we can get in contact. But if you are on there and you see it, or you know who owns these cars, tag away on there. This isn't the last of the packs. We've still got another 3 more to go, but we'll try and pick them out of the next group of cars that take off. And we've also got some Jim Richards trivia. So we did say to people, if you know about these, now you need to answer this on the thread where the live feed is coming from on the Geelong Revival page. The first person to answer correctly wins the prize. Now, Johnny, tell us what is some of the prize? It is a pack about, obviously, it's Jim Richards merchandise. What's some of the things that are in there?
Yeah, so all of the packs, they are Jim Richards based. There is something which we are including as well. It's something which has come from the Mint. Specifically, what that is a Jim Richards 50-cent coin. So that one was actually for the first ever initial release sellout. So what it specifically marks is 60 years of V8 supercars, and that's something which we will also be giving away a part of the trivia as well.
And there's some canvas. I think there's a canvas print in there as well. And some of these items may actually be signed by Jim Richards. So it's a nice little pack to win, and we've got a few of them, but you can't win all of them, okay? So we can't have a Jim Richards fanatic. We love if you get involved, but obviously we want to have 3 independent winners. So get excited on the first one, and then we'll try and get some other winners on the second and third. So remember, you have to answer this on the live feed thread that you're watching on the Geelong Revival page. Johnny, what is the first question?
Thanks, Sandra. First question is, how many times has Jim Richards won Bathurst?
So comment away on there. We will see who wins on there. And when it comes up, we will contact you through Facebook because it will come up with your name on there. So how many times has Jim Richards won Bathurst? That is the question. Are we having anyone up there that's coming up with an answer? Can we see anyone on there on the live feed, guys?
We're just having a look at the live feed now, seeing if who's
anyone's watching, start Googling.
Exactly right. Start Googling, or either, if you're not top of your head.
Megan Bennett has guessed 5.
No, not right.
No, have another go there, Megan.
Chris White has guessed 6.
No.
Rod Hamill, 9.
No.
Ooh.
Well, it is interactive.
David Fletcher, 4 times.
No.
Ooh, is it higher or lower?
We'll get there.
It is a bit of a higher or lower game. We're going all around it. Oh, hang on. We've got Gary Taylor has said 7.
Christy Thatcher has
Gary
said
Taylor,
3.
did you said 7?
Gary Taylor said 7, yes. Although 7. I don't know that he put it on the right feed.
Someone else.
It needs to be on their Facebook page, guys. That's through the...
And not just the photos on the Facebook page.
So hold on, there's a name being told to me, which is the...
Is that...
Was he the first person to say 7?
Yeah, who's that?
All right, we'll figure that out
We'll just
anyway.
confirm that
but
now,
the answer is 7. So whoever was the person who put that up first, but we will need to sort that out who that was, because obviously we don't want the person to win again.
We will contact the winner through Facebook.
Twitter.
Yes, Tritter's Gold.
Tritter's
Gold.
Tritter's Gold. Yes, he got it on the right.
Congratulations.
Yes. Okay. That is our first winner of our Jim Richards pack. There we go. Thank you.
Congratulations, Tristan.
So,
Tritter's. Sorry.
Keep your Wikipedia page open for Jim Richards, because there's still 2 more packs to go, and we've still got 3 more prizes to give away of our Penrite spot packs of the people cruising. So stay tuned for that. Now, you guys were asking also about some of the policies here for enthusiast cover as well, I heard. You've got and home insurance as well. Shannons do that, and you get a multi-policy discount as well, don't you, if you insure with both?
Correct, yes. If you've got an existing motor policy with Shannons, you get your 10 multi-policy discount as well. So that's something which is a saving off the home policy only. Additionally, with the current competition we are running for the V8 Fastback, the Mustang, and the 100th anniversary edition Indian Scout, that also gives you 10 entries into the current competition as well. So as we mentioned previously before, to get a quote, it's 1 entry. If you take out a new business car insurance policy or bike, that's 5 entries. And home and contents is the big one, where there's a total of 10 entries. The more quotes you do get and each business you do undertake, the more entries you get into the current competition. There is a few additional things to win as well. So if you are part of the Shannons Club as well, which is on the shannons.com.au website, you could be eligible to win $5,000 cash for the eligible club members. And that is through those entries which you mentioned before, those new business entries. So feel free, give us a call, 13 46 46, to get those entries through. And hopefully it could be either riding around an Indian Scout or the V8 Fastback.
Got to be in it to win it.
Wonderful. Thank you, guys. I hope you're enjoying the live feed up there.
It might have been just the VL. We just saw cruise past then. I'm not sure if it was the same one. It looked like it had a different number plate, but maybe it's gone on to historic plates. But I did see a really nice one just cruised by, so it could be the one that we spotted before.
I've just seen on Facebook there Tritters, whose name is actually Tristan. He's confirmed that.
Thanks for clearing it up, Tristan.
He's stoked that he's won the prize pack. So we'll get in touch with you after the feed, Tristan's, and organise to get that out to you. Stay tuned. We're seeing that we've got 46 people on the Facebook live feed and about 50 odd on the YouTube live feed. I've had a request from Lachlan to please show the blue VS Vacationer with the BMW wheels and roof racks. So yes, we are following your comments on both YouTube and Facebook. So camera guys, when you're out there, if you see a blue VS Vacationer, VS Commodore Vacationer with it roof rack and wheels, do a shout out and we'll try and get it on the feed for Logan to see that.
still down at the Christmas tree, but after the Christmas tree, it's going all the way up to the roundabout of the Ballarat Road, doing a U-turn, coming all the way back across the entire waterfront, all the way down to the Eastern Beach car park or the Geelong Revival track.
Yeah, we go through the pits and head down the track, so you can pretend that you're hitting the quarter mile, although you have to obey the speed limits.
Yeah, the speed limit right now is 0, as you can see.
So yes, it looks a good night out. But we've got a couple of Corvettes on the waterfront. The plastic fantastic, as some people would call them. Looks like. Also, we've got the early Falcon guys out, one of the feeds from our cars. So they're heading north along up to Ballarat Road, enjoying our waterfront that we have here in Geelong. And some of our participants, Mercedes-Benz there, looking splendid, cruising in luxury in the Benz. And the UC Tirana, which has now become a bit of a classic. A lot of... they were probably the orphan of the classic car world there for a few years, but I think they've come of age. So great to see. It looks very original too, and we've got the early Harley Davidson banging away there.
You ride a motorbike, Scott. What kind of bike do you ride?
I've got myself a Suzuki GSX-F Bandit that's been a bit cafe raced. So yeah, I like to get out on the two wheels, and when you live in Geelong, so close to the Great Ocean Road, as in your backyard, it's hard not to. There's that lovely little Escort Sundowner going through the pits there.
There goes that Harley.
There goes that Harley, yeah, in the background. So that's been lovingly restored. The Sundowner.
It's such a distinct sound too. My old dog hated Harley Davidsons. Always go flying down the driveway to the gate to bark at any passing Harley Davidsons, and we could always tell if it wasn't a real Harley Davidson because he wouldn't move.
He wouldn't bark if it was a Yamaha Virago or something like that.
No, he did not care.
One of our in-car footages enjoying the cruise there. Another early, when I say early E-Series Falcon. We've got some Camaros as well. Wow, a whole collection of Camaros. I never saw them down at the start line. Wow, that's probably all the Camaros that are been for sale in Australia. So that's good to see them. They've got together as a club, I'm guessing, and come down for a cruise. So I'm glad they've done that. The Gemini, and then some more Harleys. So, look,
I'll tell you what,
out and about.
We've created bumper-to-bumper traffic.
We have, yes. That's what it's all about.
It's peak hour.
It's peak hour on a Saturday night on the lovely Geelong waterfront. Couldn't pick a worse night. Looks like we've got one of our staff members there putting up some signage and in the corner there. Getting the Shannons flags up. It looks like we've a lovely warm night on the waterfront. We've caused a bit of chaos on the waterfront, but
bit of gridlock.
Where would you rather be on a warm Saturday's night in December in Victoria after the months of lockdown that we all had? We were a bit lucky down here in Geelong not to be as extreme as Melbourne, but certainly it made getting out and enjoying your car a bit more difficult. So any excuse to get out, I don't think anybody will be complaining about sitting in traffic there.
And speaking of getting out and about, we do have the option for City of Greater Geelong doing some Christmas stuff. They've got the Central Geelong Christmas Trail. We've got a Christmas face filter, augmented reality stuff, a 3D Christmas wall art, Christmas windows, of course, personalised Santa letters. That'd be nice. That'd be a good one for the kids.
It would be.
The Christmas elves are getting out and about, and of course the Santa Stops walking trail.
Some of that augmented reality is fairly amazing. You can dance with some elves and things like that. They've really put some effort into that. So it's great to see the city getting behind the festivities, and especially after what we've all been through. It's just good to get out and about with the family and the kids and get into the festive spirits.
Yeah, it's a good bit of fun. All right, we might just take a break for 30 seconds. We'll be back on the other side.
Are you a motoring enthusiast? Shannons are giving you the chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback, finished in grabber line with 10-speed auto, and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle, including up to 12 months Shannons car and bike insurance and roadside assist, plus $5,000 cash for eligible Shannons Club members. To enter, get a quote on your special car, spouse's car, daily drive, your bike or home, or take out a new policy for more chances of winning. Call Shannons on 134646.
As we see, that Escort has not moved. The car park is absolute gridlock. We might be going for a little bit later than we expected tonight at this rate.
I'm sure the participants won't mind, and I'm sure that a few of them have probably, especially some of the locals, will have, once they've seen the route map, will have taken their own little loops around. But once we always knew the waterfront was going to be busy, especially when there's a 28-degree day. People are out and about. You can see everyone wandering around enjoying waterfront. Once we get off the waterfront, the cruise still fills up, speeds up a little bit. So we'll be able to switch to some other camera locations.
We have our cameraman Joel, who is approaching the Christmas tree. He is right up the back. He'll be going at this for a while.
Yes. Oh well, he started late. He'll get to finish late. But like we said, it's a enjoyable evening. Oh, there we've got LH Tirana going past the waterfront. Oh, the Blue Meanie, modern version of a Blue Meanie Commodore going along there. This is heading back towards the waterfront from Ballarat Road. We've got the Commodore. We still haven't sighted the VS Vacationer, being the blue Commodore station wagon, vacation wagon that Logan's asking for. But we'll keep an eye out for it.
What is this car? I believe my other uncle has got one of these.
That is a 57 Chevy, one of the Tri-5 Chevys. I think our friend at Sandra at Shannons had a station wagon version of this for a little while there, which was in lovely bright red. Very iconic, classic American classic there. The Tri-5 Chevys were very collectible and very wanted. I think there's a couple in the cruise tonight. I saw one in the car park there with big couple of carbies and a big supercharger hanging out the bonnet. So actually, it followed me into the starting location. There's a couple of Commodores heading out for a cruise. So we've got the long roofs, the station wagons. We've got the XF station wagon and the XP. So covering a few generations of Ford there. Fairly early Ford Laser there on club plates. Now, if you're not familiar with the lovely system that Vic Roads has, if your vehicle is 25 years or older, you can put it on a limited registration permit, which gives you either 45 or 90 days a year. You have to be a member of a Vic Roads authorised car club, but it's a great way to get discounted. There's the lovely Ferrari Dino, V6 Dino that we were talking about earlier. It's a very rare car to see. Great to see joining in the Shannons City Cruise. So back to the club permit scheme. It allows you to get out to have discounted registration and have your vehicle on a limited use registration permit to get out and use, which a lot of these cars are on. You'll notice they've got the burgundy plates with the H or the M for modified. And when we cross over to the team at Shannons again, we'll get them to talk about their policies, because they do insure vehicles on the club permit scheme, which is fantastic. Limited use, limited some discounts in your insurance there, which is great to keep these wonderful classic machinery, and not only cars, bikes as well, on the road, and for us to be able to enjoy them and collect them. So, I think that looks like our VS Vacationer on the BMW wheels that Logan was asking for. There you go, Logan. It wasn't a station wagon. I was wrong. It was a Vacationer sedan. So we got it. So there you go. There's a lovely an AMG BMW, and before that there was the XY Falcon Ute. Got the Harley, giving a bit of a wave, and in the background there, to our right, was the lovely. We've just changed screens. I think we had the Blue Train, based on a very popular children's character that runs up and down the waterfront there in Geelong. Actually, when you come down to the event, he runs during the event, and you can take a ride on it. Some of the late model Commodores, modified Commodores. There's No Fair, a classic E-Series X-Taxi that's been restored. So I think it's got 1 million miles on it, that car, or very close to it. But a X-Taxi is a collectible car. So it's amazing what people find collectible and enjoyable.
Luckily, we're starting to get some cars making their way through to the next checkpoint, which is down near Little Creatures on Barwon Terrace. Along there, Little Creatures isn't quite on Barwon Terrace, but that's the nearest landmark. It is, yes. So we've gone from bay to river. That's down towards the lovely Barwon River there in Geelong, which gives us a bit of open space so the cars can get rolling rather than the congestion of the waterfront. There's a Commodore that's been heavily modified there with the injection stacks or carbies hanging out the bonnet. So, yeah, I'm sure that's got a bit of power. And there's another one of those 57 Chevys that you were mentioning before, a lovely red one. Can't see if it's a two-door or not. You've got to love those fins that the 50s brought out there. Still a car park down at
the car park. Well, it is the pits. Getting a wave there from one of our competitors in the restored the Holden Kingswood there, or Premier. You never quite know what the car started life as, and there's the Bathurst or the touring car inspired LS 5000 Tirana. It's an LX model. Looking splendid in the yellow with the black bonnet and all the racing livery, the stickers over the headlights. Hope he gets home before dark so he can don't have to pull those stickers off to see. The Fiat Nicky, or the Polska Nicky. There's probably the car with the smallest engine in the cruise. 500cc twin cylinder, air cooled.
Probably pick that up and take it in your carry-on luggage.
Yeah, it's probably the spare. Instead of the spare for the fire truck, you just roll that out the back if the fire truck breaks down. At least we've got the fire. We've got the police and the fire on the cruise with us, so we're protected at all spots. There's our lovely little Blue Train on the waterfront going around, and another Commodore. So, it's a hard juggling act to say whether Holden or Ford has won the battle of the brands in the City Cruise this year. So, guys, if you're home on watching the live stream and you've got a question to ask myself or Matt or the team at Shannons, please please jump on and post on the live feed. Ask away. We'll endeavour to help. Or if there's a car you want to see a bit more of, we'll talk to the camera team and get them to try and find the car that you want to see. And like we said, we've got photographers around, so we'll be trying to get some photos of the event post cruise. What time? We're coming on to 7:30, so we've been going an hour now since we rolled out of the start location. And we've got cars still going around, so it looks like, there's the constabulary, just making sure that everyone's behaving. So behave there, make sure you're responsible use of your phones. And
maybe they're on their way here to tell us off for clogging up all the streets.
Maybe, but that's what streets are made for, aren't they, to drive cars along? Oh, it's good to see everyone coming out, and we do thank our participants for joining in the cruise. We know it was quite short notice, and with the help and support of our lovely friends at Shannons Insurance, who I must say have supported us and the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival from day one. They got behind us and understood what we were trying to achieve. It's been a long-established event, the Geelong Speed Trials here in Geelong, starting in 1956 along the lovely foreshore. So it's been great to have their backing from the re-emergence of it, and
this is the shot,
and also supporting
us
with having the new concept of the city cruise, doing it as a virtual cruise where the participants cruise and the spectators watch the live stream. So or the lucky people that have just decided to go down the waterfront for a lovely night out of seeing some awesome cars cutting laps of Geelong.
We might take a little break, and hopefully the car park has cleared a little bit.
It looks like some of the competitors are ducking out quickly there. I can see, not going all the way to the end, but that's fine. Yeah, I think you find your own way in some of these cruises.
Yeah, I saw a handful of people turning right at the bottom of Memorial Street instead of left,
cutting some shortcuts.
Yeah. The City Cruise is brought to you by Shannons Insurance for motoring enthusiasts. From vintage and veteran to classics, hot rods, modified and contemporary cars, no one knows your passion like Shannons.
There's nothing better than being in a muscle car with a big V8 that sounds fantastic out the back.
Once I decide I want something, I go for it.
I think if you're genuinely really into what you're doing, everything else kind of comes as a result of that.
Turning something that looks terrible to looking beautiful. I love the end result. I love standing back and looking at what I've achieved.
I grew up riding bikes. I had my first bike when I was 3 years old, and once I got on them, I never got off them.
Porsches have always been a specific interest. They're quirky, they're unique.
It's arguably the most highly modified Yamaha R1 in the world.
Looks like the race car, but can't drive it anywhere without people looking at it or trying to get your attention to talk to you about it.
Yeah, I love the attention. I'm not going to lie.
When I was a kid, I loved cars.
I've been a motoring enthusiast all my life.
My life is hot rods, designing them, building them, and racing.
Hand-built with a stainless steel roof.
I've won the Monte Carlo Rally 4 times. Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man.
In 71, this was the fastest four-door car in the world.
Insurance? Shannons, of course.
And welcome back as we see, what's that, a Ford F100 or a F150 going past?
One of the Fs. Lovely looking vehicle though. That's great. He's got a bit of cruise, and the dual cab Commodore Ute there, with the bonnet scoop on it, the air scoop there, and the Steely's on the back. So looks like they're out for a bit of fun. And the lowered Gemini. Oh, and here we.
What is this one?
This is a Cadillac. This is a 70s Cadillac. So 70s or 80s Cadillac. So yeah, again, cruising in style and comfort. That's land yacht. Again, it's where you bought the car by the foot. You just went into the dealership, and I went 18, 20 feet of car. And the family's in the car, dad and the kids, having a great night, waving. Got their little road book there, the Caprice DeVille with it's a two-door. Could you imagine? Look at the size of that boot. You could have a party in that boot. That's
the kind of thing. If Pimp My Ride was still a show, they'd turn that into a pool.
Yes, something like that. I think majority of the car enthusiasts are glad that type of modification has gone by the wayside, and it's more about restoration rather than keeping the vehicles on the road. Because I don't quite know how you would drive a car like that with a pool in the boot, but it served its purpose at its time.
I think it's time for some trivia. I understand the Shannons team has got a bit more trivia. Sandra and Johnny, come in. How are you? Ooh, you're muted. Classic. Problem of 2020.
The reverse cowl as well. You jump from that to literally, the classics to, there's a bit of everything, which we're loving down here. It's great to see. So our spot packs are sponsored by Penrite, so they are some car cleaning packs. So we're pleased to be able to give away 2 more. We've tried to keep a really good variety, even though we know that there's such a great quality of cars that we're seeing here. So our next pick, we've gone with an American car because our last 2 were more Australian. So we've gone with an American car. It's a 1957 Chev. It's red and it has the registration 00705M. So it's on a modified plate.
You're not biased there, Sandra, for having a Chevy station wagon yourself at one point in your life, have you?
Well, for people who don't know me, yes, I did have a red 57 Chev wagon. So I love Tri-5s. So yeah, there might be a slight bias.
I think that's okay.
For the Tri-5s. But as I said, we have tried to keep it some variety here, and Johnny's a bit more of a fan of the later model cars. So Johnny, what have you picked?
Well, I've actually picked something a little bit different from my last choice. The one I've chosen it's JDM, so it's from it's an import. It's the 1996 black Nissan 180 SX, registration TPX180. That's the one I've chosen. It's good to see a few, variety of cars out there. We've got here American, Australian, imports as well, JDM.
And Shannon support them all.
We do, correct. So we've got heaps of different types of vehicles in our books as well, whether it's imports or anything, even custom built like hot rods as well.
We've seen a few hot rods on the feed as well. So
we have.
And Johnny, just tell the audience a bit about Shannons and with the cars on club registration, how you insure those vehicles with a bit of a limited use on the club's permit scheme.
Yeah, definitely. So there's actually a few type of usages that we put our policies on. A lot of them, some of them which are full registration, but we've got one specifically for club plate vehicles or vehicles who've been registered on a club plate for historic purposes. But specifically what they are is you need to be in line with your state's regulations, whether or not they put a 90 days, 45 days or certain type of events or usage that you can drive that vehicle for. It's generally one of our lower premium side of policies as well. So it is something which, if a vehicle is over the age of 25 or 30, depending on the state that is, it's something which you will notice will be definitely on the cheaper side of things insurance-wise.
And you still get the choice of repairer on those policies, so you can make sure you use the experts to bring your pride and joy back if, heaven forbid, something go wrong with it?
Yes, definitely. So you've still got all those standard policy comprehensive benefits in there as well. Your choice of repairer, your excess-free windscreen claims, which covers any glass in the vehicle as well, and a few of those extras which aren't removed at all for the club plate cover. It's still a type of comprehensive insurance. The reason why it's just that little bit cheaper is because it has to be in line with the state's regulations for the type of registration.
And the limited use that you can only use the vehicle 45 or 90 days, depending on what state you're in.
That is correct.
Fantastic. Well, that's great. Shannons support the enthusiast to help us. Our sport is not, or our hobby is not the cheapest hobby on the planet. So keeping some of these classics on the road can be quite expensive. So the fact that Shannons have recognised that and put these policies in place just as another way of keeping our classics alive and being able to enjoy events like tonight. So thank you guys for all of that.
That's also terrific for laid up cover while we're all on COVID as well, not being able to drive more than 5 kilometres.
Yes, well,
I know personally from that.
Yeah, I've got a few vehicles on laid up cover and that are in the restoration process. So that's fantastic to be able to know peace of mind that your vehicle is safe while you're spending all that hard earned trying to make them as beautiful as some of these cars we're seeing tonight.
Before you guys can we just do our Jim Richards question?
Go for it.
Sorry, guys. I know we carried on a little bit long there, but we want to get everyone involved again online. So if you are watching, get your phone ready and be ready to Google a question about Jim Richards. We've got that packet with some canvas and a canvas print in there, and as well as we think there's a 50-cent coin in there, which is a limited edition celebrating the 60 years of V8 Supercars.
And just make sure, for the people on the live stream, make sure that you comment on the live stream feed on Facebook, the live stream post, not any of the other posts of the pictures that are going up. So make sure it's the live stream post.
Yep, on the Geelong Revival page. Correct. Okay, and you can't win all 3 prizes. So to our winner before, he was so rapt that he won, you can't win again.
So Tristan,
Okay.
Tristan, you're out.
He was very excited, by the way. We love you. We love your enthusiasm, Tristan. If you're still watching, it'd be great. That was great. Okay, so our question is, the first person to answer correctly, what country was Jim Richards born?
Oh, I know this one.
Okay, you're not allowed to win. Do we have anyone? What
Drum roll
country
as we
Jim
wait for everyone.
born?
I'm refreshing the Facebook page as we speak.
Yep. And we've still got one more of these to go. So if you don't win this one, you could win another one.
There's still one more chance, correct?
David Fletcher, right off the bat. David Fletcher, New Zealand.
New Zealand. Boom,
Correct.
right there. Well done.
Gerald
So do it-
Bartels, New Zealand. Gary Taylor, New Zealand. Dale Haynes, New Zealand. This was an obvious one, wasn't it?
I know Gerald. I know him. He's cruising around. Who's answering on his phone? I know him. He's on the cruise. I think.
Oh, he's trying to win it both from the participants and the spectators. Well, it's good to see that some of our cruisers are watching the live feed and trying to spot themselves.
It's good to see some well-known faces up there cruising around from up in that area. So it's good to see them out there. So keep tuned in. We've still got one more pack to give away, and we still have one of those questions as well coming up in the last half hour that we've got coming up. So we'll be back.
When we cross to you guys again next, I'd be interested to know about the little Suzuki motorcycle that's sitting behind you there, Sandra. That looks like an interesting one coming up in the auction. That's whetting my appetite a little bit. So
okay, right, yeah, okay. Well, we can find out something about that.
I'm sure you can find out about that one.
All right, we'll find out.
Okay, guys. All right. Well, we'll cross to the see what's happening in the cruise, we can start to see the light is fading. So our lovely Christmas tree will be lighting up. I'm sure maybe he was stuck in the Geelong Revival car park down there in the pit area and was able to post away, but. Soon enough, when the light fades away, which it is, the lights of Geelong, the Ferris wheel lights and the Christmas tree lights will be firing up. So we'll get to see those, which will be great with the cars going past.
People often say I should work for Shannons. I know
hiring.
I know so much.
And
car park is moving a little bit finally.
It is, yes. I think it's some of the families that have been down there enjoying the beach are finally heading home and giving room for our participants to head off. And you can notice the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival feather flags in the background. Some of our motorcyclists are out, so having a lovely ride. It's a beautiful night out there for a ride. It's so still. A Ducati Senna and a very modified Hayabusa, and the ambulance. I think they had their lights flashing. Were they joining in the cruise? I don't think they had any sirens on. Oh, here we have another hot rod. It's good to see the hot rods out. Getting amongst it. That's a 40s Ford, I believe.
Do you reckon that one's insured by Shannons?
Oh, I think majority of the participants here would have their vehicles insured by Shannons.
From vintage and veteran to classics, hot rods, modified and contemporary cars, no one knows your passion like Shannons. And they are right now doing a prize giveaway. Shannons are giving motoring enthusiasts the chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle. I'm sure you wouldn't mind having either of those, Scott.
No, they would certainly look nice sitting in my shed there, and it's good to know for the people from Geelong that it looks to be that there's an Indian dealership opening up in Geelong very soon, from what I can see, just in Mercer Street here, in where majority of our motorcycle shops are. So that'd be good to have some local support. So hopefully somebody from the cruise or someone in the region can win the pack and get the Mustang, being Geelong home of Ford, and an Indian motorcycle as well.
To enter that competition, all you need to do is get an eligible quote from Shannons. Either ring them up or go to shannons.com.au. That'll give you one entry. If you take out a whole new eligible motor policy, you'll get 5 entries into the draw, and you'll get 10 entries. 10 entries if you take out a new eligible home and contents policy or have an existing home and contents policy.
Oh, so
go
that means
to shannons.com.au.
I have an existing home policy, so that means I've got my 10 entries in already. Oh, that's awesome. All right, fingers crossed I win the car. And lo and behold, there's one of the models of Mustang that you could win, and I think the Mustang comes in green as well in the Shannons colours. So you can be, if you're the lucky winner, can be repping the Shannons green in their new Mustang. So that's fantastic that Shannons are able to give away such a major prize, and all you have to do is get a quote. So pretty simple. Their online portal's really good too, to request a quote. So I encourage everybody participating and watching at home. It looks like we've got a couple of cars coming through the finish line there. We've got the big finish signs up, so it feels like you're on the racetrack. There's the constable there set up. Hope he hasn't got the radar gun out, radaring everybody, but he's sitting up there on the side of the road, waiting for everyone to come through.
A few lucky buggers who got out of the car park, which is still a car park, as you can see, with a classic Mazda.
Mazdas are getting classic. I've got a classic Mazda in the shed at home, but that one not so much. I think that's just somebody enjoying their day.
Maybe not anymore. How could you not?
How could you not? Well, you're outside. Think 3 months ago when you couldn't leave your house. So I think anytime you're outside, look at that.
That's a good lineup.
That is a good lineup. If you squinted a bit and took that little Hyundai out of the front there, you could be back in early 1980s with the lineup of cars like that. You've got the Commodore and the Camaro there, and look, the older HG Ute, beautiful in its original mint green colour there. The classic old Holdens. We've got the Kingswood there and the EK or FB F-Series Holden there in front, with one of our wonderful volunteers who was able to put a camera in their car for us tonight.
Yes, thank you to Brian and Joel.
Brian and Joel repping for us. Then we've got the laser, little forward laser out the front there, and back heading towards the finish line. So we don't have a dedicated finishing meeting point for COVID. We've set up a finish gateway with our big finish signs, and the competitors, or the participants, I should say. There's one in his Buell, I think it was, waving to the crowd. Can head through the finish line and then head off to see the sights of Geelong, or home to the family, or just enjoy a warm summer's night in the iconic Geelong region.
What we might do is we might take another break and see what movements happened out and about on the other side. You're watching the City Cruise, brought to you by Shannons Insurance for Motoring Enthusiasts, presented by the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival.
From an early age, I knew some cars were a statement of style and elegance.
I've been a motoring enthusiast all my life.
My life is hot rods, designing them, building them, and racing.
My Coupe 4 is rare and very special.
Beautiful, handcrafted, proper works of art.
This is my most prized possession.
Insurance? Shannons, of course.
There's nothing better than being in a muscle car with a big V8 that sounds fantastic out the back.
Once I decide I want something, I go for it.
I think if you're genuinely really into what you're doing, everything else kind of comes as a result of that.
Turning something that looks terrible to looking beautiful. I love the end result. I love standing back and looking at what I've achieved.
I grew up riding bikes. I had my first bike when I was 3 years old, and once I got on them, I never got off them.
Porsches have always been a specific interest. They're quirky, they're unique.
It's arguably the most highly modified Yamaha R1 in the world.
Looks like the race car, but can't drive it anywhere without people looking at it or trying to get your attention and talk to you about it.
Yeah, I love the attention. I'm not going to lie.
Welcome back to the Shannons City Cruise, brought to you by Shannons Insurance for Motoring Enthusiasts. What is this one that we're looking at?
This is a Holden Tirana, one LJ, I think, fairly modified, with the bonnet scoop and looks like mini tubs in the rear, in a lovely pale yellow colour. And behind that we've got a JDM inspired Toyota Corolla with the flares and the fender mirrors. So
I've been listening.
It's like we said, we cover off. There it is with the fender mirrors lowered, and with the over fenders, which made very popular by the Japanese, or JDM stands for JDM domestic market. So it. Yeah, going with all genre of vehicles, and then we have a late model Commodore in a fairly Harlequin paint job there. Switching cameras now at the lovely Thunderbird, making a right-hand turn there. So it looks like some of the competitors have finished and making their way, cutting some more laps, enjoying a night out in Geelong. The Holden Ute,
Ford Laser,
Ford Focus.
Oh, forgive me.
No, that's okay. Lasers are now getting to that 25-year-old age where they can be on the club permit scheme. There's that lovely XA shot out the window by one of our roving camera cars.
I love a multi-chrome paint job.
It's it's a very hard paint job to apply. There's you have to be very passionate about your vehicle to spend the hard-earned time and money preparing the vehicle to get a paint job as good as that. Lovely paintwork on that car. Up to the finish line, we've got a couple of Mustangs. Late model Mustangs, looks like a club again that have come down, or a couple of groups of friends enjoying their rides. So the constable's there at the finish line, making sure that everyone's behaving on his bike. That's a local Geelong motorcycle mechanic who's out and about. He's very passionate about his bikes, and also supports the Distinguished Gentleman Ride here in Geelong. Gets himself all dressed up and participates in that, and so for local charities. So great to see them out and about supporting the local community. We've I've got Jennifer Reid as one of our participants, has been posting some of the snapshots. We asked the participants to take shots of some of our icons as they're driving past, and when they get a collection of shots together post-event, we'll sit down and we'll select one of our participants to win a prize pack for participating in it as a bit of a scavenger hunt style element to the event, and make it a bit more interesting for the participants. So if you bought some passengers, make sure you get some photos of our icons. They were on the route book that we handed out.
What is that?
That is a Mazda either 1000 or 800cc ute, I think.
I love the colour. That's a great colour.
Probably original colour there. Oh, it's a little bit smoky. Probably original engine, but not too bad for a vehicle that's probably 50 years old. It's probably a 60s, late 60s. Another C3 Corvette. C3 Corvette, yes. With the T-tops off, so again, got the wind in the hair, or the cap on. Take the roof off and then put the cap on so you get sunburnt. How Australian's that?
I think it's time for some more trivia, I believe.
It is. Okay, but first off, we are giving away our final Penrite pack, and it has been very, very difficult. And funny enough, some of the cars that we have spotted are ones that you guys have talked about at your end. So to keep it a bit of a, like I said, with our variety, Australian, American, JDM, our last one we have gone with, what is it, Johnny?
It's the 1975 Toyota Corolla in brown, registration 1RS1HD. That is going to be our last and final prize for the Penrite pack.
That's the one with the fender mirrors and the flares?
It is that one, indeed.
Yeah,
that's the one.
Love it. That is a cool little car.
It is a cool little car. And I love the fact that when you guys even pointed out before the KA laser getting around, who would have ever imagined a KA laser being a classic driving around the Geelong City Cruise? Who would have thought it? But there you go. We also have another Jim Richards pack to give away as well, with a little bit of trivia here. So if you are watching and you haven't won a prize already, make sure if you're going to answer this question, you answer it on the Geelong Revival thread that you are watching right now. Nothing else. It has to be on here. The first person to answer correctly wins this prize. So, Johnny, what is our third question today?
The third and final one for today is, what is Jim Richards' nickname?
So, is anyone going to comment? Does anyone know?
I think I know the answer to that one. But we'll see what our followers at home. Oh, we've got a close up of the.
Looks like about a 46. Is it a Ford? Or
I think it's a 46 Ford. I was right with the Ford. Wow! Oh, look at that! The airbrush dashboard.
Oh, Matthew Steinberg. Matthew Stein. Matthew Stein, is he the first one to comment?
Looks like it to me.
Yep. So the answer is Gentleman Jim. That is Jim Richards' nickname. So it sounds like he is our winner of our final pack there today.
Congratulations, Matthew Steinberg.
Oh, there's a supercharged 202 Holden Straight 6. There you go. So you see all sorts here in Geelong. That's a local Geelong car, and it's actually one of our female participants and a female car enthusiast, which is great to see. And that's what's fantastic about our hobby, that doesn't matter who you are, what car you love. We're all passionate about cars and bikes, and getting out there and enjoying it, and having a great night out. So great to see them bringing out the classic old Holdens, 3 on the tree with the leather button interior on the HR Holden. Yes, doesn't have the pointy front on it for the HD, which they changed very quickly. So a few of our participants are parking up and enjoying the mild evening here in Geelong. We've got a SS Group A Commodore with the RB
over here.
RB30 in it. RB30. NARB30, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
So when Holden and Nissan collaborated, using Nissan engines in six cylinders before they went on to the V6 in the VN series Commodore. So great to see another classic being enjoyed, especially in the Brock SS livery. And next to that is I think I saw a Ford Sierra Sapphire 4-door, fairly rare in Australia. English Ford, not sold here, so obviously an import. Oh, look at
so many families involved tonight too. There was an XW we saw cruising around before, and it was a full house in there. They must have been nice and warm.
I could imagine. Yeah, no, and that's the family atmosphere of our event. I think we love not just event, but our culture and our hobby is that the whole family can enjoy it. And yeah, like the Cadillac we saw before with the baby seat in the back and young son in the back and enjoying their night. So, one of our Facebook followers said, "Can you cut to the Bluebird in the car park?" So here we have looks like a TRX Bluebird, one of our younger enthusiasts on the P plates. So again, you can get yourself a classic car. Even doesn't have to be the super expensive car. That you can go out and get a collectible classic little Bluebird and enjoy cruising with everybody else. And
I think a lot of us started off with cheaper cars when we started out with our early Falcons back in our days when they were affordable, and we've moved our way up the ranks. Or some of us do have those first cars from when we started out as well.
Exactly, yeah. So I've still got some of the classics, or going back and looking at the cars that we dreamt about having when we were 18, and now we're in the parts of our life where we can afford them. But it's great to see all ages of our culture and our hobby out there enjoying themselves. We've got Bad Girl number plates there in the Commodore, and the green lime green GT Mustang next door. So again, the motoring culture is not just for the males among us. It covers everybody. We'd love to see the females getting involved and getting out there and having a good time in their vehicles and working on them. Now, Sandra, you've got yourself a fairly wild ride there yourself, haven't you? You've been working on through COVID, I think.
Yeah. So my partner and I got quite a few different cars. We're more mainly hot rod based. So I've got my 32 Ford Roadster with a blown 289, and I also have a 32 with triple carbies on it. It has quite a few cars as well. We were out last night we've got an XR wagon, so 1967 XR, and a few other. We've got an XR as well, sedan, and quite a few other cars in the build, and all sorts of different things. So if I wasn't here tonight, I know where I would be tonight. I would be as myself.
Yes, I'm sure you would be. Yes, so Sandra's been a great supporter of the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival. She's also been even involved in our fashion show back in the early days of it as well, and bringing down the hot rod and on display and involved in that. So yeah,
and I've been a revival girl as well.
You have, yes.
I have been a revival girl, and it's you know what, I had a ball. It is a great environment there, whether you're involved in dressing up or whether you've got a car entered or you're just watching the sprints. It's always quite interesting to see the cars when they actually get out and race. So I would, as a person who's been, a person who's attended the Geelong Revival, I would highly recommend coming up there and seeing what it's all about.
You can keep up to date with the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival for 2021 on Facebook, Geelong Revival Motoring Festival, the ones you are probably watching the stream on, like that page, or you can hit up geelongrevival.com.au. As we've said, next year is not a case of if, it's a case of how. So it will be going ahead. We just haven't figured out when or how.
And if you're new to the event, watching the live stream for the first time or participating, the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival is predominantly free. So this type of activity happens on the Friday night, but then the Saturday, that beautiful waterfront that you see all those cars driving down gets closed down, and we get the red hot blood running, and we get the cars running down there as quickly as we can in a quarter mile sprint. Effectively a drag race, but it's on a curved track, 400 metres, and for 2 days we've got everything from, like we said, the real old 1909, I think is the oldest car, right through to the current performance supercars coming down. I think last year we had a Tesla come down and compete as well, an electric car. So we're open to everything, and they blast along that beautiful waterfront you see to your left there. So the XA Falcons heading through the pit area, and then to the left there is the actual course. You can sit up on that beautiful embankment there to the left, overlooking beautiful Port Phillip Bay. Free of charge, no cost involved, and watch over 300 vehicles head down that historic quarter mile.
And we've also got the 30th annual All Ford Day, which promises to be bigger and better than ever. We've always been the biggest single-make car show in Australia, which is very impressive. We're working on dates for our 2021 event, but everything is looking good for us to hold our annual celebration of the Blue Oval in the first half of 2021. For more information about the 30th annual All Ford Day, follow our Facebook page. I remember visiting the All Ford Day as a kid, and it's huge.
It is, yes. It's just been going from strength to strength, and we're looking forward to. Especially, we had some fantastic plans ready for 2021 for the 30th running of it. COVID has slowed that down a bit, but the plans are still in place. We just need to organise some dates. Unfortunately, we won't be running in our February date as we have for so many years. But rest assured, we will, once we get the all clear from state government about having large events back, we will be slotting our dates in and getting all the Blue Oval together. Again, we love to see everything from the latest grades that Ford have to offer, right back to how Ford began with the Model T that they used to assemble on this waterfront in the wool stores just to your right there. They came crated out, and that was where the first Ford assembly was happening of vehicles in Geelong until they built the facility out in North Geelong, which sadly is no longer Ford. The big sign got taken down a couple of weeks ago, which was a very sad day for Geelong. Anybody that remembers driving down the highway to Geelong, seeing the big Ford sign, the Ford sign's no more. But we still celebrate the Blue Oval as passionate Ford fans. One of our roving cameras there at our finish line, watching some of the participants heading off to do the rest of their activities. And we thank all the participants as well as all the people on the live stream. I think we've got 56 people on Facebook at the moment, and about the same on YouTube. So for a first off attempt at live streaming, we're an outdoor event. We like to see people. So this has all been very much a learning curve for us. And I do thank my co-host here, Matt, who's very experienced in broadcast, who's helped us out amazingly putting this to air.
Oh, I couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, there's what we call a street rod. based on a hot rod style, but with very modern componentry and very custom body there. I couldn't even tell you what it was based on. It's that custom, but again, everyone has their passion and enthusiasm, so great to see the variety out. Oh, we have a Mercury Cougar. There's a rare Ford. What was known as a luxury muscle car in the day. So based on the Ford Mustang, but with an extended, slightly longer wheelbase. And more, for the Aussies among us, more of a Fairlane LTD style interior rather than the muscle car interior. With great support from the Falcon GT Club of Geelong. They've been supporting both the All Ford Day as well as the Geelong Revival for many years. So good to see them out and about with one of the late model limited edition last of the Falcon. No, that's someone's playing some games with me. There's a Holden with a Ford sticker on the front. How does that work?
All right, I think we might take another break. The City Cruise 2020 brought to you by Shannons Insurance for Motoring Enthusiasts. From vintage and veteran to classics, hot rods, modified and contemporary cars, no one knows your passion like Shannons.
Are you a motoring enthusiast? Shannons are giving you the chance to win the ultimate all-American drive and ride prize, an iconic Ford Mustang GT V8 Fastback, finished in grabber line with 10-speed auto, and a limited edition Indian Scout 100th anniversary motorcycle, including up to 12-month Shannons car and bike insurance and roadside assist, plus $5,000 cash for eligible Shannons Club members. To enter, get a quote on your special car, spouse's car, daily drive, your bike or home, or take out a new policy for more chances of winning. Call Shannons on 134646.
When I was a kid, I loved cars.
I've been a motoring enthusiast all my life.
My life is hot rods, designing them, building them, and racing.
Hand-built with a stainless steel roof.
I've won the Monte Carlo Rally 4 times. Like Dad, I've always been a Ford man.
In 71, this was the fastest 4-door car in the world.
Insurance? Shannons, of course.
And welcome back as we have to say goodbye to the Shannons team, Sandra and Johnny.
Thank you so much for having us. It's been an absolute pleasure. And thanks for everyone for getting involved. And, of course, Shannons loves supporting car events all around Australia, and obviously show your support back by contacting Shannons if you need your house or car insured. Obviously, we've got products to suit your needs. Johnny's back here as well. What did you think, Johnny? We've had a ball, haven't we?
We had an absolutely great time. It's great to be a part of the Geelong Revival for 2020, and we'll see you guys next year as well. Might be a little bit different. We might actually see you in person hopefully next year, but it's great to be part of it virtually and see everyone together as well.
Well done to the Geelong Revival group for putting on, an event that was catering to the needs of COVID. It was great to see so many come out tonight, and Melbourne or Geelong for putting on such great weather.
Thank you very much. Hopefully, yes, we will see you again next time, whenever that happens to be.
Yes, and again, I've got to just pass a huge thanks on to Shannons. This was a fairly left of field idea that we worked on together. They were open to us coming up with something out of the box, and had the faith in us to try and put something together. And I think for our first attempt, we've been.
We got a pass mark.
We got a pass mark. I think we've been reasonably successful. We can only get better from here, but let's hope that this is a once-off, and we can be back on the waterfront, all in person, enjoying our vehicles and racing and having the camaraderie of the passion that we've got. So again, huge thanks to the Shannons team there, Sandra and Johnny, of course, and Ryan for doing the filming, and all of our participants and our followers on the live stream. I think having around roughly about 100 people online at once has been across the social media channels has been a good support for us.
We've had nearly 3,000 different people tune in at different stages throughout the night.
Well, you can't ask for much more than that for a small local little event. It's been great. We really appreciate your support. We couldn't do it without you, and we do it for you. We're passionate car people ourselves. So again, we're having a great night. We are going to extend the stream for a few more minutes. So people watching at home can keep enjoying it. And then we'll let some of these participants get home or go out and do their thing, go out and enjoy their Christmas festivities. Fortunately, I know a few people that would have loved to have been on it tonight, have been tuning in from the live stream at Christmas parties and family functions, but I know they've been tuning in, so that's been novel for them and new, so that's great. They've been able to be part of it, and a few of them are commenting online. I see Jessica's been commenting about Amy and her Amy Watson and that beautiful supercharged 6-cylinder Holden we saw on the stream before. So it's been great to be able to communicate directly with our followers as well through the live stream. And yeah, I understand we've had some dropouts and some difficulties, but all in all...
we don't talk about those.
No, it's like racing your cars. It's dealing with old classic cars. Sometimes they just don't want to behave. But yeah, look at the... It's good to see. Oh, look, he's got
a meat pie.
He's got the meat pie warming on the Aussie Speed manifold there. Good to see the ubiquitous Holden Straight Six being lovely restored. And used to be that the first thing you did was pull out the Holden 6 and go for a V8, but no, not anymore. The Holden 6 has got just as much love and support in the aftermarket world as the V8s do. So. We've got some people parking up in the park. Look, impromptu car show happening up there in the Rose Gardens. And
social distancing, and put on your masks.
Put on your mask, social distancing. Yeah, and there's the old Holden grey motor. So that's where she started from. Grey because it was painted grey. Then there was the red motor, and then there was the blue motor. You can guess why they were known as those. And the black, which was the last one, the fuel-injected 202. Alrighty, thank you.
We might leave it there.
We might leave it there. Thank you again to all of our followers and people watching at home. I hope you enjoyed the live stream. My name's Scott, and I'm the Motorsport Director of the Geelong Revival. It's been my honour to be able to present this live stream to you and brought to you by Shannons. Matt, thank you for all your help.
No worries. Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. I also want to thank everybody involved in the Geelong Revival Motoring Festival, as well as the City of Greater Geelong for letting us clog up their streets all night.
Yes, that's been great. We've been very lucky that late night shopping due to COVID hasn't been running, so that gave us a bit more freedom on the roads. But like we said, you can't complain when you're seeing such beautiful machinery clogging up the roads. It's a delight to see them out there, and it doesn't look like people want to go home. So, but we certainly do. We've been going since about 8 o'clock this morning. So it's time for us to sign off, pack it all up. Thank you again for everybody, and have a safe and very Merry Christmas.